But sometimes, like I said, when you come into this rap game, I don't give a fuck who you are. From the time you start, you're gonna meet a manager or producer or a fucking independent label or production company or whatever, and then they gonna sign you, and you naive, you want to get in. It's your dream. I wanted, like, I was naive. I didn't know, nigga. I was 17.
Message.
Lawyers and man, what? Motherfucker, I'm on the block selling crack, nigga. Nigga, contract? Nigga, here. I don't know shit. Nigga, you might well like the Easy video. Nigga, you might well had to be a fucking 40 ounce and put a big rope on my neck. And nigga, what? I'm in the game. I don't know shit. Nigga taking your money for this. He taking your money for that. But my dream is like my nigga Biggie said. I see my name on fucking Right On magazine. I see my picture. Yes. Nigga, limos is coming to pick me up and shit. I'm walking around Sony Music and shit like that, and niggas is treating me like, oh, hey, nigga, I'm walking through grabbing all kinds of fucking CDs.
Oh, yeah, the free CDs, all the promotional shit.
I'm going through the cabinets. Oh, I'll take this Michael. I'll take this Sade. Let me take
That's
this.
Incredible,
Let me take this. Let me
open
take
them
this.
file cabinets.
You feeling, oh, nigga, I'm feeling great.
What Run DMC talked about.
Not knowing you getting fucked like a motherfucker.
And that's
you don't know.
There you go.
Your dream is to be something other than what I was. Nigga, I was motherfucking riding beach cruisers through the hood, sweating niggas and fighting.
Saying beach cruisers, shots out the glasses.
Ditching school and I had no vision of nothing. Rap came along and a nigga handed me a fucking, like I said, a 40 ounce and a gold chain. it was over with. Nigga. Right. What the fuck? So, it's
thank you for
that.
It's
just unfortunate, man, that we on the West Coast have this, look down or don't want to congratulate or even help the accomplishments of a nigga who might be better than you.
And that was the pact that we made. That's what the New West was. Me, Mike Stroh, Glasses, YN, Boki Loke. I forget who always sitting at Battle Cat's mama's house, but I said, whoever gets signed first, then we get the next person signed, then we get the next person signed. That's the way it works. I got my shot first because what I did was when I made a mixtape, I made sure everybody was on it.
Right.
We pulled our money and put it. It was called Who I Gotta Kill to Get a Record Deal. And then I snuck up inside Interscope, and in the mailing room, we slipped it in with their promotional shit. And it got everywhere. And I said, they gonna pick somebody. They might not like all of us.
Right.
But that shit started to trigger, and opportunities happened. So I got signed to Aftermath. But when I was going to my final meeting with Dre, I brought Glasses. Just to make sure, let's put another face in front that's supposed to be coming next. You never know what can be advanced with this situation right here. And he'll get more familiar with Glasses. But on with the show. Then when Glasses was meeting with Jay-Z, I was there for that meeting to make sure I could support him at Def Jam. And everything we did to make sure it was right. Now, if you keep doing that with each artist, making sure they got good lawyers, making sure they got good counsel, making sure they start staying away from all that bullshit so they can really succeed, look at the difference that happens. That's all the New West was to be, and it's still gonna be that. So that's the energy though, because we shouldn't have to go through that same frustrating shit. A lot of people ain't here no more. It took their souls. It destroyed them.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It sucks, and their health was so bad that they gone when they deserve to be so wealthy. So that's the energy for me. You know what I'm saying? It's still doing that work. That's it. Holy
Bishop,
water splash.
Let me ask you, man, how much writing do you think you did at that time that you didn't get credit for?
So much, but remember, you paint the picture. What was Pacifique like when I had to do all the detox sessions?
Oh, it was Pacifique. Everybody was up there. It was cracking.
Bringing everybody together. You see what I'm saying? On my budget, though, because they didn't have no budget anymore. Everything was shut down. So I signed here, but I'm getting my budget fucked for this. But I can't put my own album out, so I got to keep putting my album out as a free mixtape because I keep getting turned down for a release date. But my shit's on fire. If I didn't do that, nobody would ever know who I was.
What do you think impeded your progress over there?
Jimmy Iovine. Because Jimmy Iovine wanted detox. He didn't give a fuck about nothing else. And that was Dre's stress. And it sucked because I'm going to support my bro to the end, and that's what I did. But at a certain point, after being on a label for 5 million years, and your granny just dies, and you're feeling like a failure because you can't be where you need to be to take care of things because you kind of off track from when you should have been out, it gets frustrating. It can go dark. But I love my brother, but there was so much that he had on his back and shit to deal with that The headphones and all that shit blessed it and made it better, but there was so much that business. When the business comes into it, it fucks everything up. Because the fun we'd have in the studio, the shit me and Dre would do, everybody, Mark Batson, Focus, the whole movement, Busta, everybody, we doing hip hop shit. Let's do some great. You saw what we was doing. We got everybody at Pacifique. Lady of Rage, Pete Rock. When he was K-Dot, J-Rock, because the first day J-Rock got arrested because he didn't have a license, so then Kendrick had to drive him there. Everybody was there. Terrence Martin, think about all the people we had there writing. I wanted to make sure all these people was involved. Even when Crooked was still with Death Row and people didn't want to deal, and deal with. I said, how are we going to do some West Coast shit without Crooked? Never. I'm going to go get Crooked. I'm going to fight for this shit. I'm going to catch flack. I caught so much flack for the shit I was trying to do for niggas, but it's all right. That's on my back. That's what I want to do.
Now, Bishop, explain to people out there, because you said it came out your budget. You had to spend over $250,000 up in there.
I don't look, like he said, I was aware of so much from reading Kashif's business book and different shit and hearing horror stories, because I was ghostwriting way before I'd signed the Aftermath. I think Rakim and Joe Beast was there at the time, and I got put in to do some ghostwriting. So I started becoming aware of the system and what goes on. You know what I'm saying? As I moved around the industry. So I was already familiar with a lot of how bad business can get done. So I came in with my eyes open. I had to switch lawyers twice because they was in cahoots. All kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I always believed in being the spook that sat by the door. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to learn, we got to be better. Bunchy Carter is my hero. Malcolm X is my hero. Harry Belafonte, rest in peace. A true idol. But it's like with that knowledge and that power through music, we can do so much more. So that's where I was at. But when you're dealing with them places like that, it's going to go left on you, especially when you know too much. So me being too smart was the real problem. And then me being too spiritual, because I'm praying over all my meals. In that industry, you have people that will be mad at you for praying. Imagine that. So then I'm like, how can I be a part of something if this is the enemy of God? When you got presence like that, that's when it can go wrong. And I started getting tainted with demons and shit I shouldn't have been around. I'm hip hop. Dilla was supposed to be a part of my album. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to put Dilla and Dre together, and Dilla passed. Proof got killed. It was horrible. It was just curse after curse. It just got dark over there. It was crazy.
You know, let's talk about
I never talk about that shit. It's us, so we church. You know what I mean? We testify. It is what it is, and we leave it.
I'm going to go back a few episodes, 8, and we were sitting up here having a conversation just about the industry. And 8 was even saying that when gangster rap first came out, people were kind of scared of it. They backed away from it. Then you had the whole Ice-T thing, the cop killer thing. People really hit the panic button. But then it started coming around again. What happened was you had the rise of Dre and Snoop, all this other stuff. So gangster rap is back in vogue now, right?
Yeah.
It's commercial now at this point. 8 was saying that they pretty much go out and look for a certain kind of artist. And if he's not that type of artist, they want to mold you into that type of artist.
Absolutely.
Because they know that ultimately, like, you know, you had the Tekashi 6ix9ine situation. You saw the whole thing that happened with that. You started getting a lot of people just kind of coming in under this false gangster pretense because that's what's polarizing the people. That's what gets people engaged. How much of that did you see? Of people just trying to just lead you down a path of debauchery?
That's all there was. It's like the Pinocchio shit. It's the Pinocchio cartoon. You know what I'm saying? When they go into the taverns and they lure all the young boys in, this is where all the temptation is. This is where all the manipulation can happen because they know you don't know what you need to know. That's why a part of the design of the label was to make sure the artists died young or their careers go left and we put out the greatest hits so you can't have a career after us because we don't want you to succeed. That's always they shit. So it's like, no, thank you. But that's all they pushing. You see people jumping out of windows with their lives now because they are part of propaganda and they're being told to write like this and dress like that and become this character. And so they forfeit their soul. And now they can't go home and don't even recognize themselves in the mirror. But all the fans think they amazing and this and that. And these motherfuckers ready to blow their own brains out. There's a price to this shit. There's a cost for this shit. It's not all, you know, the glamorous shit. Shit, man, the devil is real. Man. So, you know what I mean? The discipline is to stay where you're supposed to be and let your blessings come to you as they supposed to. That's why I backed away. I got ghosts. I'll do anything for Dre, anytime, whatever, with the music, blah, blah, blah. We pop up when we need to jam, whatever. But I like being in a peaceful place. I like being able to create music purely from the heart.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And not have that shit hanging over your head with somebody telling you no. You gotta wait to come out. You gotta wait to do this. Man, ain't no time to wait. Our days are numbered always. We don't know when it's gonna end. We gotta put out as much music as possible.
That's for sure.
Holy water splash. Now we can make it more positive, happy. I'm sorry, but I shared that. But artists out there need to know this shit. It's not all glamour and glitz.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on. And
It's
we've
always a lot of weird stuff.
And we've
going
had
on.
some off the record conversations I won't really bring up, but it gets deep. You know, one thing I will talk about, there are always, you know, on the internet you find a bunch of stuff. A lot of it's bullshit,
So
a lot of
much.
it's lies, right?
Yeah.
But it's some stuff that kind of got like a little hint of truth to it, right? You hear about these weird parties that these people be having.
Life.
You hear about these weird parties be having where people be congregating and just kind of as the night goes on, it kind of just get weirder.
I'll say like Pimp C. Ew.
Yeah, you know.
I already know where you going. No.
And it gets to be a bit much sometimes, man, because you know, when you come from the streets, like, hey, I'm pretty sure you don't saw some shit, because I know your ass ain't gonna talk about shit, but hey, ain't gonna say a word. Hey, it's like I'm
Smart.
I'm pleading the fifth.
I plead the fifth.
But you know,
I ain't seen shit.
Right?
you ain't seen
Ain't
shit.
seen shit, ain't heard shit.
You know, but without naming names and all that stuff, man, how much weirdness did you get to see, dog?
Too much weirdness. That's just when you at the biggest label in the world and everywhere you go. I was in Miami for like 2 months with Scott Storch. So imagine what that was like down there. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I've seen some shit. I mean, we throw parties at K-Fed's house. Shout out to K-Fed. And Britney Spears' mom is in the jacuzzi with us. There's some crazy shit. Then Keenan Ivory Wayans is yelling at us over the fence, telling us to shut the fuck up. Like, it was movies, man. It was crazy shit going on. So the kind of parties I would go to would be full of titties. You understand? So
right.
my weirdness was my first twosomes and threesomes. You know what I'm saying? And getting turned out to that shit in the studio, because I never listening to Digital Underground, sex packets and shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit freaks the industry. Okay, it's going, but not like that. But yes, like that. So thank you, Dr. Dre. Thank you, Mark Batson.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So you said you had you a little bit of fun.
Man, I had too much. I had too much fun.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of fun.
And I am Raw Dog King then. You understand me? I play Russian roulette with my dick. Something awful. And I loved it.
You blessed, especially from where you was at, dog. Oh my God, man, it's a whole bunch of stuff. Like, and
I was
see,
the cockless monster. I
see,
was
being
attacking them bitches.
See, being a real nigga sometimes, dog, ain't good for business, right?
Uh,
Because there's so much stuff I got in my head, dog, that if I just got to just spilling, but I will tell you this, there's a whole bunch of herpes running around in that motherfucker. It's a whole bunch of HIV running around. It's a whole
can't
bunch
get
of
rid of.
human papilloma and all kind of shit.
That's
dog,
how I
that
know
motherfucker
God
out there.
loves me. Because I should have had that shit. I was just jumping everywhere. Give it to me.
And it's a whole bunch of some.
Because ODB told me I like it raw. I got burnt once, but it was only gonorrhea. So I said, fuck it. Oh, he did it in chlamydia. You know what I mean? That's
Man.
all good. Thank you, Dirty. Rest in peace, yes.
Yeah,
I did
I
that.
never was into
I told too much.
the crazy party shit. I can really vouch for that. I was the type of nigga that I didn't have females in the studio when I recorded.
that's a good thing.
I didn't have party types. Like, it was just me and Slip and maybe a couple of hood niggas, and that was it. I never, went to the, like you said, the wild jacuzzi parties where, motherfuckers sniffing cocaine on bitches' titties and shit like that. I've never been to those. I don't know. I guess I was too motherfucking. I was scared of that side.
It gets weird as a motherfucker,
Smart.
dog.
Smart.
Fun to me was coming back home from off the road and being able to go to the neighborhood or jump in my lowrider or, I never experienced the wild side of being in the industry because I always I wasn't a people person, man. You get me? I mean, I grew up and all I knew was niggas from my neighborhood. Like, I was the type of nigga that before I started rapping, nigga, I didn't even go out of Compton. Like, we
Message.
didn't go to L.A. and the Valley and Hollywood and shit like that. Nigga, I stayed in Compton every day. You get me? You want something to eat? Burger joints, Louis Burgers, churches.
Golden
whatever.
Eagle.
My Golden Eagle. Motherfucker, you wanted weed? That was on the block. You know, the homies and drink and pussy, that was around the corner in the hood at the homegirl house, you know. And then when it was time to go to bed, nigga, that was at the crib at mom's. What else you needed? You get me?
Yeah.
What else did a nigga, so by the time I got to the industry life and, you know, traveling and parties in New York and Miami and traveling and meeting people and motherfuckers be like, oh, we partying tonight. Come to the after party. You want to? I let the homies do that.
Yeah, I made the mistake.
I took my
going on the
motherfucking
parties.
ass back to the room
Smart.
and was like,
Focused.
nigga, what time the plane leave to get back to Compton? That was me.
Gangsta Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangsta